Rightio, just testing, make sure the microphone's working. It seems to be. Right. Okay, so I've been working flat out for the past few weeks. I went away for a weekend to see my old lady. But right, so what I've done is I've added some leveling, and I've connected it to the hand. Also, I've got on the hand here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. You can see that there's little balls on the left hand. There's also a name to say what level you are. I'm only just doing harmless through to expert. No level 1, 2, 3. But in here I've also got in the kill rate. So at the moment it's 1 per kill. It just keeps counting up to 100. I'm going to change that so I'll probably have it to like probably point 0.1, so you get like 1,000 kills or something, then you move up. So then you constantly got constantly move forward, something to achieve. So right, we'll start moving forward. I've got on here right now is 100 what do you call it? Rooms in here. I've just been doing some testing and trying to work out the spawn rates, because at the moment it took me a fair while to do the AI. I wasn't happy with it, and as you can see, I've also removed the lights in here. I've just put a light on top of the player right now because I'm going to have it as a torch. I'm finding you can see how dark it is in here. And you can see it moving around. It looks pretty good because I've been trying to get frame rates 100%, like up constantly at 90. The problem I had, I thought it was the lights first off, so I coloured all the lights. It's still in there. If I want, I can enable it, bring in the blue lights. But yeah, I had nothing but dramas with the AI because I've got 100 rooms in here and they're spawning in. Where are we up to? They were causing a big lag, frame rate lag, and that with all of them spawned in at once. So what I've done is I've done it so they spawn in once the player comes in range. So we're at 2% right now. This should be in here already. I've also fixed one of the bugs with the collision with the teleportation. The only problem is you go through the wall there, it still puts it through the wall. So I've got to work out that, maybe where this box here that shows up for the room scale, have it so it goes to there instead. As you can see, I've also put in a character now. I did some testing. I put in the Paragon characters. They're so high polyed, they're causing a lag. But also, some of the scaling was slightly off with them, and you looked at the head size, and the head size looked like a kid. Here we go. We've got one character already roaming around. He will see me. As also you will see, you can see the character's also got an orb inside it. That there's his what do you call it? His life, and that's so. In the skeletons, I put it inside the skeleton there, like in Diablo orb. As you can see, it goes down, and then he dies after you get so many hits. I'm still working on the buff and debuff. I still got to do that. And see, now it's nice and dark in here, and that it is a bit more different. Another one down. I still haven't finished all of the rooms yet. I've just thrown in some walls in here, and that so just to divide everything up. Divide everything up. You just scared the shit out of me for a second. Also, there's certain spawns in certain amounts. So at the moment I've just got one going in from 0 to 25, but as you can see the arrow over there, if you can see it in the camera, probably not. There's an arrow on the floor there. That's the spawn point. So I can put many of them in, and I can then set the spawn point to whatever character I want. Alright. So at the moment all I've got in here is skeletons. I haven't put any what do you call it? Any combat in with them yet. I've just tried to get them walking around. As you can see, he is at the moment just walking around and patrolling. So once I broke view with him and that he's patrolling, we got a room over there, and this one's coming over to me in that direction, so that's going south. See if this is a dead end. So I'll go back this way, see where this takes me. Also haven't put in any of the pickups yet. It's number 8. So here we go. So some of these rooms here, like these have got lights in them, so this one here is just fully lit. What else is there that I'm doing right now? I've still got some more stuff to do. I'm just trying to remember what it was. I'm just trying to show everyone the it's working at the moment. This is got good frame rate for, as I said, 100 rooms, and that's so. Where's he gone? Here he is. And that's so. I was thinking about last night. I might also add in the melee character for the player. I was thinking about putting the sword in. It's a dual wield, and also have one so you could also have a staff, and have one where you can have a sword and a shield. The thing is too, I was looking at doing it, is that you can just pick one character and then you can then pick up a weapon, and if you decide you want to do dual wielding, sword or shield, or a what do you call it? I just remembered it just before, or a spear. The other thing too is I was thinking about adding in the archery, and that so you'll have a few different things. Also, multiplayer is already enabled in this. I've just got to finish connecting up the Steam, and that so you're able to then connect to Steam with your Steam player, and that so you can have your name on that. Yeah, I haven't figured out exactly if I'm gonna put the name on the player or just put it on the camera that follows the player. So then, because basically what I'm trying to do is that the player is actually inside the world, and you're viewing the player in the world and not through the eyes of the player. That's the reason why I've got this camera in here following, and still got to modify some of the coding for that. So then, when I target an enemy, it will look at player plus also the enemy, and so you can see whether what the enemy is attacking, or what the player is attacking the enemy. And this room here, they're not spawning in, or if they are, they're hiding. Yeah, so it's constantly moving through. It's dark. I still got to add in the damage sense. The code's there just already to put in. I just got to connect it up and all that. It's 17% room right now. So so then when the enemy's not looking at you, and if you shoot at him, he'll pick up the damage and he'll look straight at you. Also, I've still got to put in the hearing and the noise, because what I was thinking about doing is when I teleport, you can then select if you want to run or want to walk. Let's say if you run, you make noise. If you want to get through it quickly, you'll make noise, and you'll get noticed a lot quicker. Otherwise, you can just walk. So we're at room 20. So there must have been a dead end back there. And there would have been an enemy in there. But I haven't changed. I've just put them in, and that haven't changed the if the what do you call it, the boxes or the loot and all that in here yet. The other thing too is I can then add in more characters for more. See if I can get him to notice me. There we are. And that's so. We should be getting up to the spiders soon. 22. We still got another 3 more rooms, and then the spiders will show up, which is the Infinity Blade spiders. Where's those guy? That guy, there he is. The other thing too is, as you can see, the orbs on the enemies, they're lit, and that. So I was thinking about having them so they're not lit, and then once he sees you, then they'll turn on to see the so they're hard to find until they see you. The other thing too, I'm still gonna add sound to them, and that so it sounds, you can hear the bones as they walk on the ground. This one here, I'm still having dramas with this guy spawning in this room here, because this room sits so high off the zero plane, and that he's constantly spawning inside the floor. So even though I've tried to spawn him up higher, he's just constantly spawning at 0 point. So I've got to fix that one up. I might move him onto a different spot and then put another one in. Alright, oh, here we are. We've got one down here. Should have. Oh, he's in the wall. Oh dear. We might have gone walking. .26. Okay, the spider should be turning up soon. Here we are. We've got a spider. As you can see, the spiders are getting around. If you're able to see him. Whoa! Fucking scared the shit out of me. They're only coming up to a set distance at the moment. These guys aren't attacking me yet, so I haven't got any attacks in these. I still got to put in melee and range attacks on both of them. And I've already got the code in there where it will randomly put in a what do you call it, an enum, and that's how it will be either a melee or a ranged attacker, and that's so depending on what that is will give what distance they've got to be at. Um, as you can hear, they're only taking 4 hits to kill them at this stage, and that I've got to increase. As I said, I still got to do the weapons damage calculations. So yeah, so at the moment it's just got 4 hits on there, and it's just doing 30. 30% damage of 100. So the other thing too is I got to set it so then depending on what level the room is, it will also change how much damage the weapon will do, and no matter if it's magic or sword. So it will make it more interesting, and that. So I'll miss this room here. As you can see, it's still nice and dark. How's the stream looking? Yeah, so on the stream you're seeing the brightness of some of it. You can see it's dark, and there we are, moving through. The other thing too is what I might do is with the character, when he spawns in to move, I'll have it so he's got the torch on him instead of on the pawn. Okay, I went the wrong way, moved around. Right. Yeah, so then you'll see him move through, and then you'll then go through and follow him, and then it was just an on-off switch. That's all it is. Right, 32. The other thing too was I did try to put a mesh on the pawn, and that, so, but because I wanted to get the distance between the hands, if they're forward, and the distance between that will then find the center, so the body will face us that way, and then have the head track. So then, yeah, you could do your archery, and you'll see the body will still move like this, and you still have your hands, and your head could be able to move. I tried to do that. The problem I have is I've done it as a, what do you call it, a skeleton, and my arms would be different to your arm length, and that's what I was going to do, is just have it so it's the hands, the body, and the head, and just have the body face, as I said, the center of where the hands are. So like I'm facing like here like this, my hands, the center of the hands is where the body faces, and that's so. The only problem is when the hands go down, it will point down. So yeah, so the only other thing I can do is just leave the hands in and just put the head on, and then if you have any gear on, like with any gear that you pick up for your character, like if you got a hood or something, it will just show the hood with the head. It's, I know you'd prefer to have a full body, but until I can then put in multiple tracking, like with the feet, the hips, and then I'll probably put all that in and that. But at this stage, it's a working game. I still just got to put in some more functionality and put in some more challenging stuff into it and that. But otherwise, it's coming together pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll put in some attacks for these guys in the coming week or so, and that's depending on the damage. So then once I do that, then I'll probably then do a package and put it out for you guys to test and see what you think, and then get some feedback. You get some feedback from you guys and that, so then I can then improve. Alright, we're at 37. So once you get to 50, at this stage I've got it set to 50 where there's no more skeletons, it's just spiders. And that, so I still got to do the skeleton boss. I'm still thinking about putting in small skeletons such as goblin skeletons and what do you call it? Ogre skeletons. Because basically, as I said, the setup for this is the dragon's been taking people and other stuff to eat, brings it back to his lair, and then whatever he doesn't eat, the spiders then feast on, and then after all that happens, they end up coming alive, and that because of magic in the area. So yeah, so we've got people here that have been taken. Say when I do the attacks from the skeletons, there's going to be a lot of farmers, and that say you're seeing a lot of probably hatchets, like for wood lumpers, hoes, and mattocks, and that, so for them digging up the ground and planting. And what else was there? Oh yeah, as I said, and then I was going to put in the ogres and the goblins, and that. So, and I was thinking about putting the ogres as like the boss type one, because they're going to be large, and that. So, and they're going to have the goblins also can be more of a range attacker, and that. So the other thing is I'll probably even put in some what do you call it? Some adventurers that have been taken too. So that's where you're going to pick up some of your gear, and that. So it's moving along pretty good. Once I finish this, as I said, I'll get it up to a set standard. It's been taking me a while because every time I've done the AI, I haven't been quite happy with it, and then I was also having dramas with the AI I did have in here, even at a small amount, was causing glitches. They weren't running 100%. So yeah, doing some, because the AI, I'm not proficient at AI. It's taken me a little while to learn it, and that. So I've learnt a fair bit of it, and that I've found a way to optimize the code a bit better, and that, so it's not so laggy. But as you know, once you get over to like 100, in my case, I got up to 200, and once I had like 210, I think it was, that's when I had the big frame hit, all at once, and that. So, and then I was thinking, well, if I've got 200 in here and I'm getting a big frame hit, once I put in all the loot and all that, it's going to cause a problem. So I did some more learning and that, and I put in the spawn system where when you get to a set distance, they spawn in. So basically I've got it set at 4,000. I might increase it to 6,000, so they'll be moving around a lot more by the time you get to them, because at this stage they're spawning in at the here comes this spider. They're spawning in basically when I'm in the center of the previous so the so I'll increase the length of that, maybe even double it to 800, so it's when I'm in the center of the 2 tiles over, they'll spawn in. and that because basically all they're doing is they're wandering around doing their patrolling. No, this one's walking sideways. The other thing too is what I might do, or thinking about doing, is I was going to put some holes in the meshes in the ceiling, and that so I can kill. Further in you get like number 4, like this one here's room 40, and that will then once you kill a spider or something like that, some more spiders will drop down, and that so yeah, there's various ways I can do this, and that so it's coming together quite well. I'm quite pleased with this. I've been enjoying this actually. It's been really fun in the past couple of months doing this one. So hopefully I'll have this done within the next few weeks if I haven't had any more dramas with it. If I can move away, he's going to follow me. Yeah, so if things go to plan, and that you guys should have this in your hands to have some fun with in about. Ooh. Yeah, I'm arachnophobic, so it's been taking me a while to get used to these spiders coming at me. Yeah, there's also some of the collision stuff here because I had to, if you remember the previous video, these columns were wholly detailed, like these ones over here, like the ones that are set here in the poles here, and then I've got to fix them up. But even so, I was getting good frame rates, and I couldn't figure out why I was tanking until I found out it was the AI blueprints, the behavior tree blueprint. So I've changed these ones here to a low poly. They don't look too bad actually, like this. So I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about. And all I can see is the everything's running nice and fine. I just got also that camera. I think I said before that camera following, and that I've still got to modify the code in that. So I just put it together quickly this evening, and that follow me in here because it moves around it too much. Here we are. What's this one? Is this the end? Shouldn't be. 102. I must have put it at a low number. Right, yeah, this is the end. Awesome. So that was how many rooms was that? I thought I put it in 80. I'll just check this last one. Oh, 42%. Yeah. Yeah, so I must have put in a low number. I thought I must have put in 80, so I must have changed it to a small number by accident. I'm mentally drained right now. I've been working on this non-stop all day today, so yeah, I've just been pushing hard to try and get this done, and that because I want to get this thing out. The sooner this thing gets out into your hands, I can get some feedback, and you can enjoy a VR dungeon crawler / Diablo type game, or action RPG, whatever it is. Cool. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.